Alan Watts's philosophy is especially relevant to contemporary life due to its focus on mindfulness, presence, and the interconnectedness of all things. In an age where individuals are often overwhelmed by the fast pace of technology, work, and societal pressures, Watts's teachings offer a counterbalance by emphasizing the importance of living in the present moment and finding peace within oneself. His ideas on mindfulness encourage people to break free from the relentless pursuit of future goals and instead appreciate the here and now. This approach can reduce stress and anxiety, common issues in modern life, by shifting focus from constant worry about the future to an appreciation of current experiences. Moreover, Watts's exploration of Eastern philosophies, such as Zen Buddhism and Taoism, introduces concepts of harmony with the universe and the natural flow of life. His belief in the inseparability of the individual and the universe promotes a sense of unity and interconnectedness, which can foster a more holistic and compassionate worldview. This is particularly important in addressing modern challenges such as environmental sustainability and social disconnection. By advocating for a deeper understanding of oneself and one's place in the world, Watts's philosophy encourages a more mindful, integrated approach to living that can lead to greater personal fulfillment and a more harmonious society. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. We seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own, for we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent, but which were given to us by our society. Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun. No amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that is going to happen. Peace can be made only by those who are peaceful, and love can be shown only by those who love. Society is our extended mind and body. Life is like music for its own sake. We are living in an eternal now, and when we listen to music, we are not listening to the past. We are not listening to the future. We are listening to an expanded present. You're under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. The only Zen you'll find on mountaintops is the Zen you bring up there with you. A scholar tries to learn something every day. A student of Buddhism tries to unlearn something daily. Technology is destructive only in the hands of people who do not realize that they are one and the same process as the universe. The attitude of faith is to let go and become open to truth, whatever it might turn out to be. Problems that remain persistently insoluble should always be suspected as questions asked in the wrong way. The fundamental ultimate mystery, the only thing you need to know to understand the deepest metaphysical secrets, is this: for every outside, there is an inside, and for every inside, there is an outside. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. It is hard indeed to notice anything for which the languages available to us have no description. We cannot be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain. You can make any human activity into meditation simply by being completely with it and doing it just to do it. To travel is to be alive, but to get somewhere is to be dead. The true splendor of science is not so much that it names and classifies, records and predicts, but that it observes and desires to know the facts, whatever they may turn out to be. What keeps us from happiness is our inability to fully inhabit the present. For unless one is able to live fully in the present, the future is a hoax. When you get free from certain fixed concepts of the way the world is, you find it is far more subtle and far more miraculous than you thought it was. We thought of life by analogy, with a journey, a pilgrimage which had a serious purpose at the end, and the thing was to get to that end, success, or whatever it is, maybe heaven after you're dead. But we missed the point the whole way along. It was a musical thing, and you were supposed to sing or to dance while the music was being played. We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves from a tree, as the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. Just as true humor is laughter at oneself, true humanity is knowledge of oneself. To go out of your mind at least once a day is tremendously important. By going out of your mind, you come to your senses. What you are basically, deep, deep down, far, far in, is simply the fabric and structure of existence itself. Life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be had. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. When a man no longer confuses himself with the definition of himself that others have given him, he is at once universal and unique. The more a thing tends to be permanent, the more it tends to be lifeless. The destination of life is this eternal moment. For there is never anything but the present, and if one cannot live there, one cannot live anywhere. All you see is what goes on that is happening of itself. You're breathing, the wind is blowing, the trees are waving, your blood is circulating, your nerves are tingling. It's all going on of itself. That's you. That's the real you, the you that goes on of itself. The principal thing is to understand that there is no safety or security. To remain stable is to refrain from trying to separate yourself from a pain because you know that you cannot. Hurrying and delaying are alike ways of trying to resist the present. To travel well is better than to arrive. We are living in a culture entirely hypnotized by the illusion of time, in which the so-called present moment is felt as nothing but an infinitesimal hairline between an all-powerfully causative past and an absorbingly important future. It takes time for an acorn to turn into an oak, but the oak is already implied in the acorn. Become what you are. The individual and the universe are inseparable. Everybody is fundamentally the ultimate reality, God, in the sense of being the self. the deep down basic whatever there is. Only words and conventions can isolate us from the entirely undefinable something which is everything. What you do is what the universe does, and what the universe does is also what you do. There is a contradiction in wanting to be perfectly secure in a universe whose very nature is momentariness and fluidity. I hope you have enjoyed these wisdom from Alan Watts and found some inner peace for your life. I will come back to you soon with another gem of wisdom.